See, I know all about this part of guitar construction. They never fit. I can never get them back in the way they came out.
So, Danielle, as a giant fan of Rush, you admitted. What is the 14-year-old version of you feeling right now as you sit with Alex and the guitar?
I'm gonna remember this moment for the rest of my life, for sure. It's an honor to be able to be part of this project. When I first got the guitar in my hands, and I was saying to myself, this is the guitar that did all those amazing songs. What am I holding in my hands right now? What's special about this guitar?
Initially, I wanted the guitar to be a copy of what it was. The white Limelight is the guitar that I used, the Hentor that I used for the solo of Limelight. One of my favorite solos that I've done. But I started to realize there are certainly improvements to be made. I like the idea of not having to lock down that nut, of tuning down to D's more easily. This was a really great addition to what we already had as a really good platform.
I'm asking what kind of wood is the body, because opaque color, so I had to ask. And then the ebony fingerboard is kind of a bold statement, because you don't see that much ebony on maple. People think it's going to be bright, but on this guitar it just works perfectly. Cream color has to make you think of like the cue ball when you're playing pool. To me, that's the reference, that the finish has to not just be paint, but it has to have a depth to it.
Does this have a base coat as well?
No, this has a sealer.
Which is a clear sealer.
Clear sealer. Swamp ash is a very funny wood where the lines are very porous and the rest of the wood is very dense and closed. So it has to go to two process of sealers. Where the first one will sand it almost all off, and the only part that's going to be left is on those porous lines, and then we'll repeat that process. Because if you don't do that, you'll get a guitar that's going to be all wavy.
You were doing guitar changes in between songs. They have to be very, very quick. So you got you took the guitar off, handed it off to one person when you're putting the other guitar on, and you're reaching for the cable that's handed to you. And then you put it on the side of the guitar and you feel this big thing and you just put it in.
Yeah.
This made it much more efficient. Hey, you know what? I'm curious. Originally with a Fender, say, this is reversed.
Yes.
What we've done is make it more accessible by putting it on the outside.
Exactly.
Will this actually fit inside?
Yeah, you could just reverse.
You can. Okay.
Yeah, you can.
The guitar strings go all the way straight through in a straight line. There's no angle or anything. The idea is that they'll move more freely across the nut. And that's been the case. And the tuning is remarkably good. I wanted a really good platform that had a good, strong humbucker sound. The fantastic single coils for clarity and for pulling back, cleaner parts. So Danielle, here we have the pickguard with the two single coils and the barred humbucker. All in place, all ready, all as one unit that gets installed rather than doing those things individually.
Well, we did this project with Mojotone and they really knocked it out of the park. The electronics are really, really clean, very well made.
Is it at all challenging working with Mojotone, who's in North Carolina, and having them build it all to the proper spec to come to you so that you can basically just drop it in? I mean, it's still got to be a little bit of wrestling.
Oh yeah,
right?
Yeah. There's a bit of tweaking, but I think everything went very well. We actually built prototype guitars that we sent to them, and they analyzed on their part how could we build that to make that easier to assemble.
That's got to be a big time saver on assembly. Originally, we went with the Floyd Rose. And now with Godin, we've gone to the Floyd Rose and the Vega-Trem.
So the Vega-Trem is a very special tremolo where the base plate is much shorter, because as I'm moving it right here, you see that it's only this part that's moving. So there's a lot less lever pressure that's needed. It's almost like it was a perfect circle when I make it go down. It's so easy. It's like so easy that you need like 5 minutes to relearn how to use it, and it not because it's hard, because it's easier than what you would be expecting. and it's very musical. The notes are not dying as they're going down and back up. It's very
fluid.
You're hearing everything crystal clear. And to me, this can become something very inspirational for a musician, you know, because it's like, wow, this guitar is giving me so much more than what I'm used to. You know, I can do new things, you know.
I love the idea of working with a Canadian company. It's home, being a Canadian myself. And Godin has a long history of building really quality instruments and having a very low profile. When we got into this project, and this has been, over 2.5 years that we've been developing this, I could have just said, I want this guitar like this and just make it. And when it's ready, I'll put my name on it, we'll sell it.
Right.
I don't like to operate like that at all. I want to be involved. I want to know. I want to meet people. I want to know what they do, what it means to them. Like that guitar, when I built it, I loved it. So to bring them back, they had to be something really super special. And every detail on the guitar has been looked at. So I'm 1,000% happy with what we've created and how we've worked together.